Welcome to this video on Spark Dashboard for service providers. In this demonstration, we will go through the administrative functions available to you within the Spark Dashboard. When you log into Spark, ensure you are in the dashboard by clicking the Spark Dashboard button in the navigation bar. As a service provider, you will have access to projects and studies for which your services have been requested. Service provider user rights are designated in Spark Catalog. As a service provider, you can use the search functionality or combination of dashboard filters to identify protocols and requests. You can filter out the protocols that do not have your services by selecting My Admin Protocols. You can also save combinations of dashboard filters by clicking Save after selecting your filters and naming it. Your recently saved filters will appear below the filter protocol. Service providers can also use the Spark system email notifications to enter requests. Within the email notification, there is a direct link that will route the service provider to the specific service request. Service providers can also click either link at the top of the email to get inside the protocol. After you click into a study, you can view study level information using the blue Study Details button and manage study level information via the orange Edit Information button. As a service provider, you can also review authorized users and manage documents and forms. Lastly, service providers can manage request details by locating the Actions column and clicking the Edit icon. This will take you to the Admin Edit page. Once in the Admin Edit area, you have the ability to change the status of a request. In the Status column, you can see a list of the status options available for this request after it has been submitted. These options can be customized in Spark Catalog to the workflow determined by each service provider. Only after a request is marked as complete, withdrawn, or invoiced can another request be made for that same service. As a service provider, you can also designate the request owner. An owner for the service request can be selected once the status is no longer draft. Once selected, the owner will display inside a protocol for that service request so study team members know whom to contact if they have questions. You can also enter notes regarding your request by selecting Admin Notes in the top right. These notes will only be viewable to admin users. A spreadsheet can be generated with the service request information by clicking the Export button. Service providers have the ability to delete the request, which will trigger a Spark system email notification. For more information about this, please refer to the Spark Request Email Manual located at bit.ly/email manual. Within the Admin Edit area, there are 4 tabs to help you navigate functions. These include Request Details, Non-Clinical Services, History, and Messages. Within the Request Details tab, admin users can make note of dates for scheduled consults and contact made with the requester. If the admin approval functionality is turned on in Spark Catalog for your organization, as with this Research Nexus example, service providers can also mark administrative approvals for their services, which are also time-stamped in the History tab. Like the approval functionality, if the subsidy functionality is turned on in Spark Catalog for your organization, you will see the subsidy table. If a subsidy has been submitted for the chosen request, the subsidy approval functionality allows for the admin user to approve, edit, or delete a pending subsidy. In the Non-Clinical Services tab, service providers have the ability to manage existing services or add new services. Management of services includes quantity, pricing, in-process date, and complete date. If you alter a price for a service via the orange Edit button, the modified rate identifier will display in color. Service providers have the ability to add service fulfillment by clicking the Fulfillment List button next to a service. This functionality is only used for those sites not using the Spark Fulfillment module. In the History tab, service providers have the ability to review status history and modified rate history. Status history can help you better understand workflow and turnaround time, while modified rate history can help you understand changes in service rates for particular services you offer. Subsequently, in the History tab, if you have admin approval functionality and subsidy functionality turned on in Spark Catalog, your organization will also be able to view administrative approval history and a history of previously approved subsidies for this request. In the Messages tab, you can track your communication with the requester by sending and receiving notifications. Notifications also trigger an email to users, which includes a link that routes the user back to this tab to maintain record of correspondence within the system. Please refer to our email manual available at bit.ly/email manual for more details. For better communication and record keeping, notifications default to yes regarding sharing among your group of admin users within the same split notify organization. If you do not wish to share your note among your group of admin users, you can uncheck the share option. If your site is using Spark Fulfillment module and it is enabled for your organization in Spark Catalog, the Push to Fulfillment button will push this request to Spark Fulfillment, where more detailed tracking and reporting can be performed. The green Go to Fulfillment button will now route service providers directly into the request within Spark Fulfillment. Clinical provider access rights must be designated in Spark Catalog in order to perform any further detailed tracking. If changes were made after a request has been pushed to Spark Fulfillment, the Sync to Fulfillment button will be displayed to allow users to synchronize the changes to Spark Fulfillment. Thank you for viewing this tutorial on Spark Dashboard Service Provider Administrative Functions. If you have any questions, please check out our wiki at bit.ly/requestwiki or call the MUSC Success Center at 843-792-8300 and select the option for Spark.